Hey, my name's Jay, and no, I'm not attached to the sea in any way. Welcome to the space, this new journey that I'm starting here in 2026 and beyond. It's entitled A Novel Start. That could be looked at in a few different ways. A novel start meaning, this is a novel start, right? This is a novel journey that I'm beginning. Hopefully, we can continue it. Hopefully, we can keep the pacing going. We can maybe even complete it at some point if there has to be a hard completion date on this project. But sometimes we get stuck. There are roadblocks at our path that it makes it difficult to get to the next thing, right? And so maybe we can talk about that. But also a novel start, right? There's novels that we begin, that we read, that we want to talk about with others. Sometimes we don't have a space to do that. I have a book club personally here in town. That's great, but not everybody has that. So having some sort of time and space set aside to where you can come and you can chat with people, whether that's in, the discussion forum at the bottom of this YouTube video. Maybe we can start something separate someday to where we can all have conversations about these things. That would be amazing. I'd love to be a part of that and to help foster that for anyone that needs that. But also there are people that are beginning their own creative endeavors, whether that's writing. That's something that I really enjoy doing, something that I would love to have happen for me someday in life, to where I could present my book, be like, hey, this is something that I've created, and I've done it. I've done the work. I've gotten through and made it happen. So maybe there's something there that we could talk about. How do we begin a novel? How do we get through these things to make something come to completion? Because I've started so many things and haven't gotten to that point. So maybe we could talk about that. That'd be awesome. Or maybe we can bring others in to talk about those things that or probably have a better idea of on how to do those things. I would love that as well. Whatever it may be, I hope that there is a novel start here for all of us, and let's just carry through. So this is my first video on the channel. Something I had been mulling over this morning as I've had my cup of coffee. It's not the best cup of coffee I've ever had in my life, but it'll do. It's gotten my brain to jog a little bit this morning. And as I've been thinking through just, the things that we consume and the nourishment that those things provide, that sounds like a good book, right? We get so immersed in, so enraptured by these worlds. We're taken to these far off lands that it can feel like escapism at sometimes, and sometimes that's what we need in certain seasons of our life. But most of the time, it's just we just love it because it connects to our own lives in some way. And so, how are we being good readers and taking these ideas that are forming us, whether we think they are or not, and applying them to our lives, having discussions with others, these sort of things? Because there is inherently a deep human element in all of these things that we're reading, that we're attempting to create. There's a connection piece. And as good consumers of art, of literature, we want to know how those things are impacting us and how they are impacting others. All of this to say, I've been trying to think of maybe an acronym that might help. Everyone loves a good acronym. And EAT is the one that came to mind. And the letter E for that acronym, I'm thinking endurance. Sounds like a good word to use whenever we approach a book or a writing project, creative projects in general. There's a lot of endurance that we need to get through these things. For a book, there's so many hours that we're spending reading. There's so many pages that we're turning through. It's a long haul. It's a long journey, and we love it. That's why we keep doing it. But it is a practice in endurance. It's a practice in patience sometimes, right? Like there's all these beats throughout the story, and we don't know what's going to happen next. We really want to know, and so sometimes we sacrifice our time and our energy to be able to get through to the next portion so that we can figure out what's going to happen. Sometimes that's healthy. Sometimes maybe we just need to put it away and come back to it the next day. But whatever it may be, there's a lot of endurance that goes into these things. I have started reading The Wheel of Time this year. It's something I've always wanted to do. That's a lot of books, but I just never thought I'd have the time to be able to sit with a series like that and take it in for all that it's worth. There's so many people that enjoy it. There's a lot of people that apparently don't either, and that's fine. Everyone has their own hot takes. I've really been enjoying it so far, and the way that I have been enduring through this series is I took the whole entire series, all the pages, all the chapters that would be involved as in the series as a whole. It's 14 books, and I came upon a calculation of 2 chapters a day would get me through the whole series in a year. It's like, that's pretty manageable. I feel like I could actually endure through that. It started January 1st. I got through The Eye of the World in January. I think I finished it ahead of schedule a few days ago, which is great because finishing things ahead of schedule allows me more time to read other things that I've been wanting to jump into as well. I am now jumping into The Great Hunt, which is the second book of the series, and it's starting out great. I'm loving it, but I'm just taking those 2 chapters a day, taking a little bit of time every day, setting that aside, and I'm sitting with the characters as opposed to just kind of blowing through and just running past a lot of things. Some people can do that and they can retain it really well, but I found that just enduring through it in a slow pace has really helped me connect to the story more, connect to the characters more, and I would definitely suggest doing the same for you. You know, find a long series that you've always wanted to read, break it down into little chunks, and see if that's helpful for you. So yes, it takes endurance to get through the thing, but we also just love the adrenaline rush, right? That'd be the A in this acronym that we're establishing here. That adrenaline rush is what brings us to the next spot, right? And we don't know what's going to happen in the story. We don't know what's going to happen next. We want to know. And so we just buckle in, we get on for the ride, right? It goes through all these loops, these turns, ups, downs, lefts, rights. We don't know where it's going to head, but we're here, we're along for the journey, and that's really what drives us forward. It gives us that boost of adrenaline, a dopamine, that hit that we need for the day, right? Don't do drugs, kids. This is the thing that hooks us in the stories. These things that just keep driving us to the next, the next, the next. And it's where we want to sit. It's where we want to be. We want to see what's happening. When a good book hooks you, it really takes you on a crazy journey. And that's why we enjoy that adrenaline boost, that adrenaline rush. But we also enjoy the takeaways from these stories. It's T in that acronym that we're working through here. And that's probably the part that resonates with me the most is the things that we're taking away from our reading and that we're applying to our own lives. Maybe you don't look into your reading as deep as that, but I would encourage you to honestly just start start doing that. Finding the things in these books that you're consuming and that are forming you, whether you believe that or not, whether you see that or not, but really trying to break it down and see how am I using what I'm intaking? How am I bringing this into the output of my life? How am I connecting with others through these things? It's one thing to just take it all in and to let it ruminate and to resonate, but we need to bring all that energy out. It'll implode at some point. we need to we need to get it out. We need to talk with others, maybe journal a bit, maybe get on social media or a platform like this and start talking about it, because when you hold all this in, it's not healthy. We need to express it to others. We need to get it out in the open. And as scary as that can be sometimes, we need to embrace that. We need to embrace the fear that's holding us back and really just not use fear as a deterrent, but use it as a catalyst to push forward. And so that would be my encouragement to you, is to really start consuming your art, your reading, whatever you're doing, consume it well, to endure, appreciate that adrenaline rush, but really find the ways to take away something and apply it to your life and to really connect with others in that way. So I appreciate you being here for this first video. Hopefully something I said today was helpful. And yeah, I hope you come back and we can continue this conversation together. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all those things that people say at the end of these videos. I look forward to being with you on this journey of a next good novel, of a next creative act, whatever we're on the journey together. And so blessings. We'll talk soon.